am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick-Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick-Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right. Ready? Good morning. All right, so what we're going to do this morning, I won't even be long with you, you know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a video of some of what happened at the U-15 camp out there in Coral Spring. Out in Coral Spring, right? Yeah, Cypress Park. And then later today, there's a 19-minute video you're going to watch. And then we'll do our official, thanks and welcome to everyone. So I want you to watch this, and at the end of it, we're going to have some discussion, because later today, we're going to be joined by some of the persons who were out there working: Freddie Butler, Boris Johnson, Roger Thomas, Kerry James, and we're going to have some discussion. But I want us to pay attention to what took place out there. So we're going to watch this video, and afterwards, welcome to the channel. I am Manningsman. It is I Am Sure Sports, as usual. A joy and a pleasure to have you on the platform. We thank God for life at the beginning of a new week. Welcome as well, Sure Improvement. So once you come on, please remember to hit the like button, to subscribe, and to share the content. All right. Big up Lulu, whose son was there. Lulu, listen, when we have on the coaches today, and I'm going to call you for you to give the people some feedback from a parent standpoint as to what took place out there in Florida, and how impressed you were about what is happening with the football as it relates to the diaspora. So these are some of the early sessions, the warm-up. So let us watch, listen, look, and then afterwards I will come back and and we will talk a little bit about this. All right, so where are we? Let me find this, and here we go. Yeah, you may not hear a lot of audio. That is because they're using the video camera, right? So yeah, but yeah, let's pay attention. Just listen, watch, see what you can, and just look at the setup here. So this is the sessions getting started. You can see the kids out there in, you know, the new Adidas Reggae Boys attire. See that all the demarcations, and you have everything that needs to be in place already in place. You know, yeah, from cones to agility ladder. You know, different areas that they're going to be working as they do their drills. Again, all we are saying is that, and all this is doing is just letting us understand that we can do local development, but not at the expense of those in the diaspora, and we can do diaspora development not at the expense of those who are domestic. Both things can happen hand in hand, right? And that will make us better, right? So we're gonna see some of this. You're gonna see a lot of the things, and this is the kind of surface and the environment, because the environment is very important in this whole thing. 26 kids, right? See several Jamaican coaches. You know, Roger Thomas, some of you know his son Kobe, he was there. You also had Boris Johnson, you know him very well, always on the platform. And they are going to be on later today. We're going to do a show later today where they're going to be on. So Roger Thomas, you know, Boris Johnson was there, Freddie Butler was there, Carlton Simmons was also there, Kerry James was there as well. Had a couple of other persons, Linval Hyatt, Matt Yates, just giving you some of the names, you know, that were out there, just giving assistance, and parents as well. So just doing a little rondo for the warm up. think this is real good stuff for Jamaica going forward. Like I said, because it doesn't um, hinder development. Yeah, look, exactly, show improvement. Look at the surface, you get quality surfaces, produces quality results. And not only that, they have multiple surfaces, you know, in the same area. Imagine if the kids in Jamaica were able to spend time in these kind of environments, how it would help, which is what we want to see. We want to see the domestic kids being brought into these spaces. See there, Coach Boris Johnson about to take over this warm up. Let's look at this. Think the next one of these that we do, will be arranging to do one with the younger age group, which would be like there would be like the 2010s, those kids born in 2010. That means they would be ready for the next cycle of U-15 because these guys would be ready for the next cycle of the U-17s. The other set you want to work with it, those would be ready for the next U-15s, right? Who'd be like 13, 12, 13-year olds. Players doing their stretches, warming up, you know. See, so I just want to show people that this happening in the States doesn't affect local development. It doesn't affect the kids in the garrison. It doesn't do that, you know. Um, yeah. So, if you're in Jamaica, you should not be, um, intimidated or be concerned about this because it's only making us better. It is, like I said, widening or deepening the pool, the access to players that we have, all of those things. So, in the end, it is working for our good. And so, instead of looking at, you know, all the issues or the problems with it, what we need to look at is how much more we can maximize these opportunities, how much more we can, we can use settings like these and opportunities like these to get the best for our football, right? Not all of these kids will probably, not all of these kids you see here now will probably be playing or have a desire to play football long term. But the truth is that if any one of these kids have a desire to represent Jamaica, we believe that as Jamaican, if they are good enough, they should be given at least an opportunity to prove themselves. And if they are better kids, then that is fine, right? We're not saying that because your environment makes you better. What we are saying is that regardless of your environment, you must be given an opportunity to showcase your gifts and your talents. And if you are, like I said, if you are better than the rest, then rightly so, you should be afforded the opportunity to play. Big up Brown Bear. I see Kevin Williams. Bless up. Jason, up, up, up. Blessings, man. So, yeah. So, what we're doing is we're just showing this, to show what is there. Just imagine with me now, you have some of our local kids, our domestic kids, having the opportunity to go up and do this. You know, that means by the time they get to travel for a trip, their passports and visas would have already been sorted. Just to go up and join one of these sessions, 10 of them go up and join these guys. And then on the next occasion, when there's a holiday in the States, some of these kids come down with one of the coaches and partner with ours. That's why you were asking me, Jason. You see, look at these people. You see what I'm saying, Jason? These are the things we're talking about. But you talk to him, Jason. You talk to your schoolmate. I'm telling you, the parents were so happy. And all them, like these are parents who will tell you they're from Waterhouse. You see, I did the interview on the channel. These You see? So this is what we're saying. That's what I'm saying, Rob. Like, we need to now start putting resources together to say, all right, we are going to bring up, 10 of these guys to the United States, right, to be a part of this. Right? So this is what we want to do. Because this is not the only one. And like I said, in August, we're trying to now put on one for the younger age group. That is the 2010 in August, right? Then we want to come back to this group later in the year. And hopefully we can say, all right, let's make arrangements to bring up like 10 of the kids from Jamaica to enjoy this sort of an environment. Maybe early next year we can say, all right, Coach Boris and Coach Freddie, how many of these kids can come down? All right, let's bring them down, and these guys come down and run a session at the Captain Horace Burrell Center. So nobody is saying that, you know, these things can't happen in Jamaica and shouldn't use a Jamaica. No, we're not saying that. What we're saying is that these kids, when you listen to them, they are not like great grand. No, these kids that you're looking at, their mothers and fathers are probably some of them not even in the States for 20 years. They have not living in the States. Some maybe, but their parents who are out there with kids who they have just left Jamaica 5, 4, 3 years, some of them. And so what we want to do is partnership, not division. So I wanted to show you this for 15 minutes of warming up. This is like I said, one of the sessions. And what we are going to do, is that later today, we have a meeting, and then after that meeting, we will be having Coach Boris, some of the persons who are out there. We'll be also talking to a few parents as well, so you can get some idea as to what is the take of the parents and how the parents feel about what is happening, right? That's what we are going to be doing later today. I don't want you to miss that, so we're going to finish watching out this. Just a minute or so left in this particular video. We have loads of them, and over the next few days we're going to show you all the videos. And so later today we'll be having, yeah, so there you go, players being refreshed right there. All right, so let me come back to you now, people. Right, so listen, good stuff, right? Good stuff. I don't understand. What if we here feed off the negative to blame others? I don't understand. So what if it's coming from great grandmother? What are you talking about? I don't CMF. I don't know what. I don't understand what you mean. Maybe maybe it's the first time you're actually probably on the channel. I don't know. So I don't understand the context of your comment. So what if it's coming from great grandmother? If they choose Jamaica, why not? Who said it? Okay, you know what? I don't know what you mean. Oh, he's talking about Williams. Oh. Yeah, sometimes you just have to leave certain things, you know. If that's what he's referring to, I think the more you talk about certain things, is the more fuel you have. So in life, I think we walk around with a bottle of water and a bottle of gasoline. And when we meet fires, we have two choices: either to pour water on it or to pour gasoline on it. And so we have to be careful. You understand me? I think that the less that is said about some things, it is the better it is dealt with. Right? Because the more we argue and talk about it, is the more we give credence to it. So that is that is one of the sessions there at the camp. Let me see if I can because I have several of them, see if I can find another to show you one of the lengthier ones, because we have some very short clips, but we have some that are, are longer. Let's see, was it this one that we just did? Yeah, let's see if it is this one that we just did. Yeah, I think this is the one we just watched. Alright, so this is the one we just watched. So maybe I could show you this one when they were doing some scrimmage, and we will, yeah. Alright, so what I'm going to show you is some more action. Right, this is more just how the setup is, and we can have some conversation. But let us be wise, because yeah. 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 All right. So I'm going to show. Listen, and my thing, man, is that, like, I think when we begin to do this, it will benefit. It. There are so many. Listen, just imagine all the things that could happen, right? Because when these things start to happen, and we start integrating our diaspora, more parents will even be confident to say, "Let me send my son to Jamaica, back to my KC, back to my Manning, back to my Calabar, and let them just play a year of Manning Cup or the Costa Cup or whatever." So there's so many opportunities just for 2 months, 3 months, so they can get used to the Jamaican culture. So this can be a big thing. It can be such a big thing if we really, commit to it in a wise way, and understand. And the one thing I want people to understand, that these are all Jamaicans, and that's the important thing, right? So I want you to see some more, because, like I said, you have to hear the testimonies. The camera will soon settle, and then after this one, it's around 28 minutes. We're going to close this one, close the show, because we're going to hear from actual people on the ground, people who were there, from the kids, from the parents, from the coaches. And the thing is that it doesn't cost. And here's the next big thing: this doesn't cost the JFF any money. It's not like we're taking money from Jamaica to go there. Here's what I know: there are people in the diaspora, in the States, like this kind of thing, where their kids are involved, they will help it to work. I am telling you, they will contribute to it, they will support it, so it can work. So we're not taking financial resources, you're not taking human resources, you're not, denying anyone of opportunity. So let us collectively come together, put hands on heart. Um, oh, well, the gears were from the JFF did the gears. So they sent up the gears, and let me tell you the idea behind the gears, right? So what they have done is say, listen, and this is a whole big idea. Send the gears up there. Here's how it helps. If the under 15 or under 17 team send up, they're going to a tournament or to train, you already have gears in the States. That's less luggage for you to carry. Or even if you carry and you have any shortfall, you already have a set of gears, training gears in the States, that you can have access to. So I am just thinking, like, this can be, this partnership, this working together, it can be so big. Remember, in here, you don't know this, but there are kids from Canada who came over. There's a kid from the United Kingdom who also came over to be a part of this. So even in that, and this is why I'm saying we need to see now the Ricardo Gardner and the Ricardo Fuller and the Joby McAnuff. That we can also, because part of the long-term plan, this is my pipe dream, is to see the same thing happen in Canada and the same thing happen in England. Because here's what, at this stage, I am telling you that these kids will now, have a greater heart and an interest in representing Jamaica uh, because guess why? Because they are done in their Jamaican kids, working with Jamaican born coaches, living in the States. And so they already feel like they're a part of the system. So when they reach 18 and 19 and 20 and they're playing in the MLS, they are already convinced if they should move and play in Europe, they are already convinced. Again, just like in football, if you have 100 out of the 100, maybe, let's say 10 of them will go to the world class level. It means that you have 10 to work with who are Jamaicans. And that's still a positive. So this is a win-win situation. How was this marketed? Um, uh, this came from the first camp, and we just decided that it's going to be an ongoing thing. So you know that a few months ago, we remember we did this meeting where the coach, one, um, I, I spoke to many of the past players, and we had this meeting with the coach and persons from the GFF as well, who gave it their support. Because we kind of said, listen, you don't have to worry about any money. We will find a way of resourcing this financially. And they said, fine. And so, thanks. They didn't hesitate. Mr. Speed never hesitated in supporting it. The president or Mr. Um, Dennis Chung, they never hesitated in supporting it. And the coach kind of, he went back up and he met with some of these coaches and they kind of put it together. Then remember he went to England and he met with Ricardo Gardner. He spoke to Ricardo. We kind of made sure we facilitated those things because we just don't want this to be in the United States alone. We are saying that it needs to happen in Jamaica for our domestic kids. It needs to happen in the United States. It needs to happen in England. It needs to happen in Canada, right? That's what we're looking at. And we believe that there are enough resources in those places that it doesn't have to take any financial resources from the local federation to do it. And like I said, the people that we have been dialoguing with, in fact, I know persons would probably readily give to this over giving like directly to the GFF. In other words, they would help to sponsor this camp if the money goes directly to the camp and not routed through the GFF. That's just how some people are. Some people prefer it the other way. So this is good leveraging for the GFF and for Jamaica's football. But here's the thing: we're not going to stop doing this. And like we have decided that going ahead, we're going to do this because at some point it has to become a part of the long-term vision because we are missing out. And I know this because on my last trip, I met many kids who, I know one who played under 20 for Jamaica. Good footballer. Good footballer. Right? And he played under 20 for Jamaica, and the man stopped playing football because he went off the radar. No contact, no collaboration, no discussion. And what I can tell is that Coach Hal Grimson is 100% 100% in support of this. And let me tell you again, a lot of our best kids in Jamaica at this level, the 15, 16, that have had international experience, normally those kids end up leaving Jamaica anyways. We have a caller, so let me set up this to take the call. Dwight.
Morning, mornings, man.
Yeah, man. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, good morning. Yeah, I was actually in Port St. Lucie going through there, and I found the facility while I was driving through Florida. So it's a nice facility, spacious. Um, in regards to these camps, to tell the truth, man, it's already been done before, Not recently, but these camps with the youth national teams being held overseas has already been done before.
No, I don't think they have had. What they have done is that they have done it to find players, not to keep a group
Yeah,
of players together to work with. So these are
true,
what they
true.
have done is that the same players that they had last time are the same players, and they
Yeah.
have just added to it. So they are
Oh,
going to
they're
keep the group right. They want to keep the group of players together and keep on
a
building
little
them.
bit more continuity.
Right,
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it is not every
yeah.
time you have something you find a different group and then you leave them, you find a different group. It's like you're building a team.
Correct, correct. So the cohesion is already being
So
built
so
there.
so for example, if if for whatever reason the group of players out here preparing cannot make it to the next tournament, you already have a group of players that can go.
Understood, understood, understood. So it's
So the
so
next,
it's almost like a ready-made group that you can
yeah,
add supplement that has visa requirement to have their Jamaican
yeah.
passports, everything.
So exactly. So we want to be we want this group, for example, if there's a tournament in in the Netherlands, that they
Yeah,
could be invited.
okay,
And
understood.
what you can do is say, okay, all right, there are three kids in Jamaica who they already have the requisite documentation. Just bring them up to join these
Yeah,
guys, and we're going to go on a tour to Germany to play 4 games because they already have
yeah.
all right, and it is the group that goes.
And so basically, you can take advantage of opportunities
Ex-
faster because you're
exactly,
you're you're
exactly,
reducing your risk.
exactly. And what we want to do is to
So I'll
say,
give you a little bit of background.
yeah,
Go ahead.
no man, you go ahead. Sorry.
I'll give you a little background from the 80s. So at the time, Chunk Fa used to be in Miami, used to run the Miami Classic. So myself, my brother Mark Barnett, Robin Frazier was used to coach us as youth. They essentially used to have a Jamaican youth team, U-16 team, based out of South Florida
Yeah,
because there were so many immigrant youths that came over. Enough didn't have, barely had, definitely didn't have our U.S. papers, right? And they used to build that group and took us to Trinidad and bring guys up. So the similar idea was done where it was to take advantage of club tours and some international tours to get through. And we didn't necessarily go to Europe, but definitely to England and Central America as a group, and we were able to take those trips quickly
yeah. Because this group,
As a Jamaican.
good point. This group could
Yeah,
play in that all school tournament that they have, where
yeah,
the Jamaica All School Man and the Costa Cup. This group could also play in that,
yeah,
participate.
yeah.
So
True.
stuff like that.
Also,
Yeah,
another good set of tournaments, the tournaments in Mexico that they hold. Mexico holds a lot of international youth tournaments involving national teams and things like that. That's another good tournament, and it will help both. It's those tournaments top notch. You're talking about right up there with Dallas Cup and things like that, because a lot of the countries that can't get their full squad into the U.S., they go into Mexico and and play tournaments there too. Very cost effective, also.
yep, yep. So
Yeah.
these are the things
So
we're looking at. You know.
yeah. more efficient use of our natural of our human
Yeah,
resources.
because I'm also thinking like these guys could actually come on a trip and play a couple of games in Jamaica.
And that's the key, is not only having them there, but if they
Yeah,
come into Jamaica play, some of them already traveled to Jamaica during the summer. So all you just need to do is coordinate the date and say, okay, come down and books. You have you take a team, all Casafa team, all
there
Western
you go.
Jamaica team, or all
Yeah,
Eastern Jamaica, and then play
yeah,
a tournament,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
because at the end of the day, for Jamaica, the better the player that you produce at a younger age, the better the quality player, and the more those players have an idea of what I would say. The reality is just like the young men that went to Netherlands and played. The reality of them of what a top baller looks like is different now.
yeah.
And also the scouts. Think about the scouting opportunities.
But
A
what
scout from the UK,
what
a
I'm
scout
yeah.
from MLS. Yeah, yeah,
But what I'm also telling you is that all right, so there are some of the players who are here that were preparing for the U-15 tournament that they didn't go to in Sweden,
mm,
but they're still going to play in the other one. A lot of those
yeah.
players, they will not finish high school in Jamaica. Because their parents already have the resources. Like Kai Miles, I think he's already living in the States. He migrated.
Oh, yeah, and he has a talent.
So
He
so
is a clear
there
talent.
you
He's a
go. So,
clear talent.
so what you
Yeah, he's
find
a clear
is
talent.
that then the ones who are very good, a lot of them end up because their family, they are able to bring them to the Netherlands and bring them here. Their family say, listen, I want to get you in the States because they believe that they would be
Yeah,
developed better. So what you find is even some
yeah,
of the top quality guys that you see now at 15 and 16 or 14, they are going to end up going away now because their parents have the resources to do that.
yes, yes, yes. Yes, and it makes all logical sense that you look like a youth like back in the day, Omar Holiness. Holiness was done with high school 16, 17. His father was in Costa Rica or somewhere like that,
Yeah.
and he was gone. He,
A,
he, he wasn't competing. Yeah,
a good example is Roman Blake
okay.
that came back and played for JC. Remember, he was
Yeah,
the experience he had of playing in Inter Florida, I think it is called, made him look a cut above the rest of the players when he came back to play
yeah,
schoolboy football.
yeah. A few players came up during COVID because there was no school and they
Eh,
could come up and kind of
there you go.
they kind
There you go, do it.
and they kind of settled. They while there was no football in Jamaica, they came up and played. Some of them just did six months and came back, but they were able to play. And perfect example. What's the youth at FC Tulsa right now? Chris, the kid, the young man from KC. He
Pearson.
came up and Pearson. He came up and played 6, 7 months. I saw some of the games that he played himself for, and his game had to step up a level because he realized at his age he wasn't the top dog, and that's why him being in the USL, he was able to adjust to that faster because he spent 6 months in the States.
Yep.
He was able to, and this is what it's truly about. We are all cousins. Every Jamaican have a cousin in England, cousin in Canada, cousin in the US. So it's just working together as one family.
And that's it. And here's what I know, though. There are more people with more resources financially in our diaspora than locally. And here's what
Absolutely.
in the States they already pay for football. So
Hmm.
here's my point. If this is happening, this can happen, and it doesn't take away from any financial resource of local football. Because a lot of those
Yeah.
persons don't trust the local federation to give it any money anyways.
Yes.
So they'd rather channel their resources into something like this. Though it is a part of the Jamaica Football Federation, it is not directly getting the resources.
Yeah. The federation puts their rubber stamp on it, supports it, might even send up coaches. Think about this. It can be part of, let's say a coach needs to do their USA coaching badges or different coaching badges. They already have go to the training and they can be
Yeah.
observed in the practical sessions. They don't have to say, okay, now I got to go find a club to go through the practice. No, every 2-3 months already go this, so you just examine how I run these sessions.
Man, the possibilities are
Kill two birds with one stone.
the possibilities are endless. I also believe that the more you have stuff like these, some of these very kids here, domestic kids, can end up, like I said, going up for a week. You can never tell. Maybe one of those academies can say, hey, would your parents be willing for you to stay because they wanted to be a part of Inter Miami or Orlando?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you end up going there, somebody start watching and tracking you for college, all of those things. So the possibilities are endless. Endless. And again, I'm going to say it does not destroy Jamaica domestic football. It doesn't.
No, because Jamaica will still have the base where they might learn their football up to 12, 13, 14 years old. They're just going to the next. They're just going to the next step where they have a little bit more resources. The next logical step. So no, it's an intelligent move. Intelligent people coming together make intelligent moves. So there's definitely a positive there.
So we just really, like I said, that what we're trying to do is to get this going. And once it is flowing, because we want to do one in August, like I said, for the 2010. That would be like kids who are 13 years old, 12 years old, who are going to be a part of now the next U-15, because these kids you're seeing here, they will end up playing in the next U-17 because they're like 14, 15. All right. So now you just keep it going, and if you can get this going for a year, then we can say, okay, let's now begin to try to use the same system, the same structure, and do it in England. Bibi is there, and Ricardo Fuller is there, and you have Joby McAnuff, you have Wes Morgan, you have Mariappa, who is a part of the present setup. You have, so you already have players that are already there who could do this. Paul Hall. As bad as things are in terms of I still believe that Paul Hall can contribute to Jamaica's football. Um, um, I know how things worked out was very difficult, so I would love for him to still find a way of getting involved. And I think this would be a good way at the youth level for him to begin to be engaged again in the football with some of the other past players.
Yeah, and this is the other thing. Some of our coaches that are in the UK in particular, I know this goes on in the UK. They're not climbing the coaching ladder as rapidly, and it's because of the system over there. But they can get some of that coaching experience working with groups like this. So it's the coaching education part of it is also a fringe benefit of this all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, boss.
Yeah.
Well, good to hear. I've been listening along. So
Yeah, man. And then
good.
listen, this is actually going to be an abbreviated show because I'm going to end it early because at 1 today, I'm going to bring back on, Boris Johnson, Freddie Butler, the people who are there. You're going to hear from some of the players. You're going to hear from some of the parents. You're going to hear from the coaches. And so we are going to do that later. So make sure you stay tuned. All right?
All right. Yes, sir. Respect.
Yeah.
Take care.
All right, cool. That was Dwight. That was Dwight, Mr. United. John Spence, big up yourself. Balakar, blessings. Like I said, brain drain up. Hey, people, listen. You see this week? Oh, geez, Balakar. Balakar, bless
So,
up.
man.
Yes, sir.
So, what time of food show they will start?
1 o'clock. This
Mount Pleasant.
is. Yes, Balakar. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What, you're going to work?
No, man, I'm not going to work, man. Right now, I'll on the panel, you feel like to come and play.
Because your team win. But we just a deal with
But till
the.
I start 3,
Go
till I
ahead.
start 3-1, man.
Yeah, man, you get the score right.
And guess what, They say me ball are old, but the people can tell them my ball I one of the best defender in a Jamaica Premier League. The last 6 year or 8 year in playing at the league. He up there with everybody, every year. He must be in a top 5 defender a year. And I see Fabian Reed couldn't spark because of him. So me only sorry say him come off in a match when he did injury the other day.
Yeah.
Devontae Stewart play a good game. And Demario Phillips, that's some more thing for the player management. Going forward, going forward. You see me? One problem me have with the team, me don't like the left back. It's easy to run around. Some reason. The 2 goal them want to concede or the 3 goal them at the inside then come off. And that not
Okay.
good. You see me? But otherwise on that good performance.
Yeah, but Balakar, we are gonna deal with the Mount Pleasant show, you know. And make sure I'm gonna send you the link so you can come on the panel because we're gonna talk about the JPL. But yeah. What you think? You can come on the program at that time, sir?
Yeah. For your forward it to me, I'm available man. Me forward for the
All right.
program.
So when you're gonna do the Mount Pleasant show, because that's gonna be a hot show, you know. Because
Boy Tapa,
me get Tapa on the
boy
show, you know.
Tapa, boy Tapa.
Tapa going to be on the show, you know.
What am I saying now?
All right, Balakar. So we can finish up doing this. Watch some of the U-15 youth them, man.
Yeah man, me watch some of highlight them for your program man. Me watch some of it, man.
Yeah,
The tools we have
your team win this weekend too.
No, this week I did we
Break.
sit out this week.
Okay, all right
Yeah,
then.
and Saturday we have match.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, respect Balakar. All right, so yeah, Trevante Stewart is from Mullines Road. He went to Charlie Smith. He was at school with Ronaldo Cephas, you know. They played Manning Cup together under Charlie Smith's team with Ronaldo Cephas. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, so people, like I said, at 1 today we're gonna have the part 2 to this show. But you see, this week, people, watch this. All right. So, all the fans of I Am Sure Sports, you see, this week we normally have Super Friday, but you see, before we get to Super Friday, we have got to drop some super stickers and super chat for the work this week, because we're gonna have a lot of traveling and moving up to do starting next week. Starting next week, right? So next week, so you need to make sure you understand me. You say, we're supporting management, we're supporting I Am Sure Sports by giving some super stickers and super chats so we can travel and cover a lot of ground, right? A lot of ground we're going to cover between the 11th of June to the end of the Gold Cup, because Jamaica going to the finals, People, Jamaica going to the finals of the Gold Cup and Jamaica winning the Gold Cup. It's like how Mexico defeated the USA, and some people say it's a surprise. I'm telling you, the gap on these things are closing, That is why I know that if these girls had more time to prepare and we had the other 4 or 5 girls who were out, I am telling you that this team could have gotten a result against Canada. I'm telling you. You understand me? But it is what it is. But our last set of games against Mexico in particular and the United States at the men's senior level, we are right there. And for this Gold Cup, I am confident that we are going to get things together. We have a visionary leader and coach for this team that if he's able to put his imprint, his philosophy on this senior, not just the team, but the entire program, I'm telling you that we will win this Gold Cup. I am confident. I want to do everything in my powers, from the most menial task to ensure that our players have the best environment. Because I believe if we give our players the best environment, the best conditions, the best motivation with the group of players we have, I think we can produce significant results with Coach Hal Grimson at the helm. And I think sometimes, I'm not a betting man, but I just believe that sometimes you need to put, there's a time when you have to put everything. When people playing poker, them get to a place where you just what you call those things in poker? Your chips. You put in all your chips and say if you lose, you lose, and if you win, you win. But let the chips fall where they may. So my thing is that for this one, let's put in all our chips. I want the JFF to put in all its chips for this Gold Cup, because I think this is an opportunity like no other. Costa Rica, Mexico are still in transition. So fans of the Reggae Boys in the States, we have a group. Text me if you want to be a part of the group, because they're already mobilizing, planning and keeping things to go there, right? That's a Gold Cup group, right? Meaning the supporters group that we're working with, right? Kyle Wallace as well says, listen, see how the Reggae Boy Supporters Club can support this as well and be a part of it. But please, listen, like I said, we're traveling. So for those of you who can afford, send some super sticker. Every video that I do, send some super stickers and super chat and say, man, we want to make sure that on your travel, you have everything where you need. You understand me? So that when we come back, we can bring back 2 Irish Spring for Bala car, 2 Jojo for Peso, some white socks for Cataract. You understand me? Who again? You understand me? Yeah. Bring some roll on. Unseen some what them call them thing there again? Oh, brute. Yeah, yeah. So them call it that thing there, shaving cream thing, you understand me? For unseen. Yeah, man. So we want to make sure that we have everything we need. you know, but yeah. Yeah. So make sure you do that. Make sure you support the program. You understand me? Yeah, we know what them sell at Jamaica, man. But you don't know when Jamaican go foreign and never come back. Then bring You understand me? It's just for that games, man. Big up Unseen. I understand. Yeah. So people, you're going to join us at 1 today, Like I said, we're going to have a lot of the coaches who are over here working with these kids. You understand? Yeah. Um, yeah. So, yeah, so join us later today for the rest of the show when we'll have the people on. But listen, you have to make sure you see these are the videos that we really want you to like and share. You understand me? The people who are always questioning the effectiveness of the diaspora. You have to share these content with them. Please, you have to make sure you share. A content like this need to be shared with those people. You understand me? So make sure you do that. Make sure you share what we're doing here today. Share what is happening now with those persons. You understand me? Very, 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 very important that you do that so they can see what is happening. You know. All right, Cataract. We make sure we give you it while you're over there. But so 1 o'clock is when we're going to be back on. So please stay tuned. Join us at that time. It's going to be a very good show. So I want to thank you for spending this hour with us. Yeah. Like I said, we're gonna have Coach Tapa, and then we're gonna have Coach Speed, we don't want to put both of them on the program together. So it's it's an abbreviated program because we're coming back. We just wanted to talk to the people, so we didn't want them to feel like we're not doing anything. Big up Brain Drain, you understand me? Peso, Drew, thank you for tuning in. Again, I am Manningsman. This has been I Am Sure Sports, and as usual, the show is done for now. Hit the like button before you go. Subscribe if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, and we will see you at 1 today.
Boom, check it out. I don't know it's Jason. I'm a represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. Jason representing I Am Sure. I Am Sure Sports.